What is up, gang, movie fans, Despicable Me, whatever the frick? In this video, we will be ranking all 6 Despicable Me movies from worst to best in the order of their release dates. So yeah, let's get right into this. So Despicable Me 1. This is just an amazing movie, honestly. I think, like, the other movies, yeah, they're more like guilty pleasure, goofy, stupid movies. Actually, like, there are only like 2 of these movies that I would say are like genuinely good at doing what, like, I don't know. I'll explain more later. But Despicable Me just has a great character arc with Gru. It does an amazing job of showing the supervillain turn into a good guy and realize what really matters in life. Like, family really matters. And yeah, there's not too much of the minions here, which is actually a little nice. I do like some of the minion action, but yes, this movie doesn't go over the top with them. And this movie is just good for anyone to watch. Like, and Vector is an absolute OP villain. I mean, not OP. OG. No, I don't know what word I'm trying to use here. Goated. That's the word I'm looking for.
Oh yeah.
He's such a good villain. His the direction and magnitude. It's just so funny. We love Vector. Like, when I say the word vector, even if it's in math class, there's always that one person across the room who's like, direction and magnitude. And there's just always, like, you can't even say the word vector. Even if I'm talking about freaking Final Fantasy VI vector. Like, there's always somebody who's yelling direction and magnitude. And it's just, he's super iconic. Everything about this movie is just fantastic. I'm going to be basic, but I think this is honestly one of my favorite, like, animated movies. So I'm going to throw it up in the S tier. I think it's amazing. Really, my favorite parts about these movies are Gru and the relationship with the girls, not the minions. So I really like that movie. All right, Despicable Me 2 is also really good. I'm going to throw it in the A tier. I would say this is one of the messiest Despicable Me movies. It's all over the place with all these subplots and stuff, but they're all good subplots. I think this movie just works because, yeah, it's just such a goofy sequel, but it works because in the end it just delivers everything that I was kind of like, yeah, I want to see more of this and this. I thought it's a great place to take the story with Lucy. I think that just having a love interest was just great. As much as I love Gru being like this single dad with a bunch of minions, I just think that, you know, to have a true well-rounded family, you want to have 2 parents. And I just think that, I mean, not that you obviously single parents are awesome and I really respect them and stuff, but like, I just think it was a cool place to take this with expanding the family. And the girls absolutely owned in this movie. I think they were at like their best. I mean, I think that what's his face, the villain, is just not nearly as iconic or funny as Vector is, but he's still pretty good. The purple minions are an iconic design. They're awesome. And yeah, I think if this movie, from like a critical standpoint, yeah, this is quite a step down from the original, I think, just because, yeah, there's just so many subplots and stuff. But part of me even thinks this is more fun than the original. Like, it just has a great balance of everything. So, you know, I think that, yeah, I think this is a really good movie overall. Like, I don't have any big complaints with it. So, yeah. All right, now I'm going to add another tier, the F tier, because I forgot to do that earlier. And, yeah, I just don't think that there's too much that I like about the minions, and I'm going to throw it in the F tier. I'm sorry, but like I said, what I love about this movie is Gru. I mean, what I love about these movies is Gru and the girls and the family dynamic and all that stuff. And the minions are just a fun little side character, like spice characters, whatever. And no, I didn't really want to see a movie about the minions that much. Now, I do think the opening sequence, like their whole backstory, yeah, that was really well done. But that was cool. I also think that, I'm not saying this movie shouldn't have existed. Like, I think it's a cool introduction to the minions. I think it's a well done movie in terms of what it's setting out to do as an origin story for the minions. I also think that our lead cast is actually really good. Like, those 3 minions, yeah, they absolutely are pretty epic. But other than the fact that I like the 3 lead characters and the intro, the whole rest of this movie is just kind of hard to watch. Like, yeah, it just feels like this whole movie could have been summed up at the beginning of Minions Rise of Gru, and it could have been just as good. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know some people really do like this movie, but I don't think it's exactly a hot take to say this is like definitely the worst of the 6 movies. But yeah, if someone says this is one that they really like and they love the minion antics, they love the origin story, I can get behind that. But the lack of Gru and the girls, which are my favorite part of the series, yeah, I just feel it in every single moment of this movie. And yeah, I think the humor is a little too low bar for me. I think that what's super funny about the originals to me, like, sure, I'll laugh at the minions occasionally, but it's usually like the girls I'm laughing at, or Gru, or just like how obnoxious it is. Like, Gru's just like freezing her crush in like Despicable Me 2, or like stealing the moon in the first one. Like, that's the funny stuff to me. The low bar minion humor is not really my vibe. Like, even as a kid, I was like, this is stupid. So, yeah, I mean, it's fun, but it's not good humor. It's just like really weird, and I don't know. I really do like the lead 3 minions, but the rest of the movie. All right, Despicable Me 3. Yeah, I don't like this one that much. I'm gonna put it in the D tier. I think that Drew was a pretty good idea. I do like some of his scenes. I like when they try to imitate each other and stuff. And I think that on paper, the idea of Gru missing being a supervillain, yeah, it's kind of a cool idea. But at the same time, I just didn't want to revisit this. I think that at this point, like, he's decided that he isn't really a supervillain anymore. And just like, my favorite, I don't like when they try to like deconstruct the character arc they've already had. And yeah, I get it. I also think that the villain is a step up from 2. I think the movie is pretty funny. But yeah, this movie is, yeah, I would say from a critical standpoint, it's less messy than the second movie. It's less all over the place, but it just didn't deliver anything that I was very interested in, except for the 80s villain, which is just hilarious. Like, 80s villain, just great. I like that. But Drew and Gru and all that is not my favorite. So yeah, but one thing I do like about this movie a little more than Despicable Me 4 is just the girls get more screen time, and that is one thing that was definitely lacking in 4, but 3 definitely did a better job of that, and just different. I don't know, but even from the very first trailer of Despicable Me 3, I just couldn't with this movie. Like, I just never thought this was good. There were good parts to it, just like the Minions. There were a couple standout scenes, but the rest of it was just hard to watch for me. So, yeah. All right, Minions Rise of Gru. I'm going to be honest and say this is a genuinely good movie. Like, Despicable Me 2, I will say, it probably is more fun to watch, but I think that this is a better movie as a whole. I don't think it has, like, quite the character arc of Despicable Me 1. I know a lot of people, really, my favorite part about these movies are just, like, that Gru character arc is just so good with the girls, and figuring out that, yeah, he just wants to be a dad, not a supervillain. Now, I'm not saying that one's the funniest or the most, like, crazy. Like, if you're looking for the funniest, yeah, I don't think Despicable Me 1 is the funniest. But I do think that, yeah, it just is unbeatable to me because just I love that character arc and stuff. But Minions Rise of Gru came pretty close. I would say this is the most emotional one in some ways. Like, I think I teared up more in this one than in any of the ones. Also, the Otto, which is the 4th lead minion here, is absolutely a brilliant character. He's so funny, more funny than all the other minions combined. I love that dude. And I thought this is the type of origin story that I wanted to see from the minions. Like, give me the Minions 1 montage plus like a quick montage of like them like going with Scarlet Overkill and then failing, and then give us this movie. Like, make this movie like 10 minutes, 15 minutes longer, and mash Minions 1 and 2 together. And yeah, I'd probably say this could be like better than the original. I just think that this is a really good movie. I don't think that the first Minions really needed to exist as much as this one just does it for me. I think that Gru being here, seeing Gru as like a kid is just perfect. And yeah, I really like this movie. Do I think it has as much emotion and iconicness as the original and stuff? Not really, but I definitely could see someone arguing that this is a better movie than the original. Yeah, I think it's on par. I do think that this is like objectively looking at the merits of the movie. I think it is better than Despicable Me 2, but also Despicable Me 2 is like more fun and delivered perfectly on what I'd like to see from a sequel. So honestly, depending on the day of the week, I could switch these, honestly. I and in terms of funniness, I think, and like art, and I mean like charming, funny, goofiness, like I think Despicable Me 2 is top tier. I just think that character arc in the first movie is unbeatable, and yeah, I think this one's just a bit better than Despicable Me 2, probably by like 1%, but like it's just about, yeah, they're both really good movies. And then Despicable Me 4, the latest entry in the series, yeah, it's pretty mid. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. I will say I do like the premise of this one better than Despicable Me 3. I like the idea that Gru and Lucy had a actual, like, a kid. Like, I love that they adopted the three, but like, you know, I think it's cool they have an actual kid here, so that's fun. And yeah, I think I really liked that idea, but yeah, this was like Despicable Me 2 mess, but just on a whole nother level. Like, there's just so much going on in this movie, and I liked a lot of what was happening. I thought that I was more interested in this movie. Like, even the jokes just land a lot better than threes for me, because they're more my type of humor. Like, with the, like, I liked some of the girls' jokes and stuff, like the one that's in the trailer. Like, if I just watch the Despicable Me 3 and 4 trailers back to back, like, it pretty much shows exactly why I like this movie better than 3. There's just a lot of things I don't really love about 3, whereas 4, it's just, yeah, more of it feels like a continuation of 2 in some ways, but just worse. It just feels kind of like a worse version of 2, whereas for me, Despicable Me 3 kind of feels like a worse version of 1, if that makes any sense. Like, Despicable Me 3, yeah, it's trying to tackle the supervillain stuff again. Despicable Me 4 is trying to deal with the aspect of, like, growing the family again. So, yeah, I think that, yeah, this movie isn't bad, and I definitely don't think it has as many original ideas as 3 does, and I get why a lot of people like 3 better, but this one didn't really annoy me as much as, like, 3 did. It just didn't hook me in it just wasn't. It feels like it's like, yeah, this is just another mid movie. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just there. So yeah, hopefully the inevitable Despicable Me 5 is a little bit of a step up from here. So yeah, thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, let me know what you think down below. I know a lot of people say the second movie is the best. A lot of people think 3 is the worst or the best. Like, I think 2 and 3 are definitely more of the, like, ones that are, like, more up for debate and stuff. I really will say that I think 2 is the most fun movie, so if it is your favorite, I totally get it. I just think the heart of Despicable Me 1 and Minions Rise of Gru is just too much for me to say that those are better to me. But in the end, I think that, yeah, those top 3 are a lot better than the bottom 3 for me. Like, I think that, you know, I'm even just going to say this right now. Like, this isn't even a B tier. This is just a huge gap. Like, just to me, these are 3 iconic, like, I don't know, like, absolutely great animated movies. And I will stand by that. Like, I think they're really good movies. These ones, yeah, they're more just for laughs. And I don't really think they're actually, like, genuinely good movies. So, yeah. If you enjoy those movies, though, more power to you. I kind of wish I did, but no, I don't. Anyway, thank you all for watching this. If you enjoy this, like and subscribe. Also, if you like video games, RPGs, I have another channel up, and I'll put that in the video end screen if you want to check out some video game content, or if you want more movie content, yeah, just go feel free to check out the channel. And anyway, thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic day. Peace out, Despicable Me fans. Thank you.